What's something people don't know about podcast disclaimers? They're the ultimate cover our butts move. All right, folks, let's get real. You know those disclaimers at the start of podcasts? The ones that say these opinions are our own and not our employers, friends, or anyone who might sue us. Yeah, those. Why do we need them? Because Stacey and Casey here, well, we might say something bonkers. And we don't want you blaming our bosses, our moms, or that guy who bagged our groceries last week. Nope, it's all on us, people. Think of it like this. We're just two dudes with microphones and way too much free time. And while we're at it, let's be clear. Our jokes, rants, and random thoughts, purely our own genius or nonsense. Depends on the day, so sit back, relax, and remember, if you're offended, it's definitely not because of our employers. It's all Stacey and Casey, baby. Covering our butts, one disclaimer at a time.
What's going on, baby?
What it is, Jive Turkeys.
I'm Stacey.
I'm Casey.
And this is the
Stacey and Casey Show, and I hope you're ready to get your minds blown. Yeah, it's going to be a terrific show. We have a lot to go over, and man, I hope you all are having a good evening. So chime in, please. We're on all the different formats. We'll be on Facebook. We're on YouTube,
Instagram. Like, share, follow. Please invite your friends.
Yep. And grab a drink, grab a smoke. You know, just a bunch of friends chilling, having different views on different shit. Yes, we can say shit. We can say the F word. I'm not going to say it unless it pertains, because we don't curse just to curse. You know what the fuck I mean?
Exactly. Fucking faggots. You know, but
you
it
say
is
that
what
again,
it is.
cocksucker.
But it is what it is. No, it's real life. We named the show the Diddler Part 2 because, like he said, it's been wild out here, man.
Man, the Diddler Part 2, and we were just talking about this beforehand. They brought up the name of before we get into the Diddler stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited to talk about it. Last time we talked about it, I was like, dude,
everybody thought we were crazy.
This guy's legit. And people were like, man, no one really paid attention. And now he's coming up again. I'm like, I told you.
And he's legit.
And if I told you, and if the shit is legit, and Cassie said, okay, that's legit, that means the other shit that he's saying is probably true. And the shit that he says goes off the deep end. To the point where, like, after I heard it, every time I see DJ call it on TV, I'm like, wow.
Yeah. So it's going to be a large part of the show that probably the second half where we actually live comment on what's going on. We're going to actually play that video in full.
Yep. And we're going to ask for your comments too. But the really, 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 really big news, tomorrow, drum roll. It's my wife's 50th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Paula Falkengren gonna be 50. Gonna do the happy dance and sleeping. Gonna play with the chickens. Gonna play with her husband. Gonna make dinner even though it's a birthday.
Happy birthday, Paula.
Happy birthday, babe.
Hey, it's gonna be a party.
Hey, I just made up that song on a whim. That's $1 million track right there. Hey. Malibu's Most Wanted. Be Red. All right. Nah, love you, babe.
But she said, "Oh, she loves you."
Yeah, she does. I might even get her a curd.
I like rocks. You ever seen that Kill Tony episode?
No.
There's this black dude and he's up there and he goes, "Don't judge me. I'm not slow or nothing, but I like rocks." He goes, and now every place he goes, he said people bring him rocks. He goes, "Y'all got to stop bringing fucking rocks."
My wife will never say that. She'll pay extra in luggage just to bring back more sand and rocks from Hawaii. But anyways,
but that's how you remember the memory. I know there are people that do sand jars where they take a scoop of sand from whatever beach they've been to and they fill them, and I think that's pretty cool and sweet and sentimental.
You know, take it home and either cherish it or use it as kitty litter, and you get use out of it.
Yeah, that way the whole family was there with you.
Speaking of the whole family there, we forced our basement cat, which turned into a basement cat when we got the dog, upstairs on a permanent basis because we're tired of her smelling like an old lady basement, which it smells like old lady basement downstairs. So we're dealing with that. We got our planters watered every day. Chickens are happy, making those fire fucking knives. And
work's been busy. He's got a dope ass knife he made now. I was telling him on the way I didn't bring it in. He's got a cook on it.
I'm not going to tease it.
It's
You
a
know what?
gutter. It's a gutter.
If you want to see it, and I recommend check out the first process of it. Just go to my page, Casey Falkengrin. We'll put a link in there. But it's one of my last short videos. You see the profile, me quenching it. It looks sick. I was filing it down today. Going to do the handle this weekend. I'll have it on the show next
I'm
week.
excited to see the finished product.
No, definitely. And this is going to be the same one that I'm going to start. I'm not going to say mass produce, but the one I'm going to specialize in, because honestly, when I make this knife and I feel it and like just like the grip and the look and the use after skinning that rattlesnake, I skinned a fucking rattlesnake, y'all. Manly shit. That thing just skinned right through that shit like it wasn't even a challenge. And I got the sheath for it, which I'm going to use the snake skin for sheath material. If you're interested in one of these knives, hit me up. They ain't cheap, but they're worth it.
100% American made.
America out of a lawnmower blade.
Lawnmower blade.
Smells like diesel.
American lawnmower.
Suck my wiener.
Hey, real shit, Beavis and Butthead status right there. That's what that was. That was fucking stupid. Oh god. But no, as far as
whacking it my trailer,
we gotta laugh now because the shit we're gonna be seeing is ridiculous. So like, share, follow, get some people in here. We want to make sure they see what's going on, actually get their input. But besides that, how else has life been? I mean, any big news? I know we've been fucking slammed at work. I know.
You know what? And that's a good turn of tide, because
I'll take it any day of the week.
Hey, we work at a company where they do shift their focus in different departments and new ventures, and they're constantly growing. And I get that. Sometimes you can go from hit to like sacrifice, try extra harder, maybe not get as much pay, but they
Ride
always
the wave
bounce
with
back.
us. It's always ride the wave. You ride the wave, it comes back to you
I
tenfold.
feel like it's bouncing back.
I do. I 100% do. I like the busyness. You know, it's way better than not having shit to do.
Makes the days go by faster, but man, I am drained right now. I've been talking all day, but we got some shit to talk about.
But being drained, that kind of goes in with what we were talking about, seeing it through, right?
Yep.
It's been busy. It's been rough. It's been work. But seeing it through and not quitting, still making it here. Because I know Casey values his time more than most. And this is actually
Casey, I know you value your time right now.
100% do. And me and Marcel were talking about this actually, and I was saying, you know, when we come through on this, I know you fuck with it because you put your time in, and I know that's one of the reasons why I fuck with you, because nobody values their time, right? Everybody's willing to give it, and I like a person that's selfish with theirs, because when you get a piece of their time, you value it a little bit more, right? And I say that because when you think about a man of your word, right? And you know, if that person values their time, if they tell you they're going to do something, they're going to do it. And I think about this because I was telling you earlier today, I was talking to Daryl at work, and he was giving me a scenario when he was at the Olympics and had a conversation at a bar. Told somebody he was going to send him something, and the dude didn't think shit of it. And we've all had a conversation where, you know, you didn't think somebody might come through, and Daryl, you know, got him the shit, and it was pins and things like that. And the guy couldn't believe it. Turns out the guy, you know, was a tennis coach at Yale, you know, and ends up he got a little bit of tennis gear from Yale, and it's kind of
the Olympic pin. Yeah, he told me that story.
But it's when you think about that, it's when you follow through, you never know the networking or the person you may meet and what the power of that is. And so many people have lost that skill of following through. And I think about that with your knives, right? Because I got to come finish my knife. It's following through. And you start something, people call it crazy when a person fixates to get something done, but that used to be the old time. That's how shit got done in the past, was people focused on the project and got it done. They weren't distracted by the cell phone. They weren't distracted by this and that. And where is it going? What happened?
Can you imagine not using your words for a day, and you're a person that doesn't like to follow through, and you couldn't come up with one excuse? You had to do everything with your actions. You actually had to do what you intended instead of, you couldn't talk. You had to do shit. That take the voice away. Ever seen the movie A Million Words with Eddie Murphy?
Yes, where you run out. Yes.
Boom. That's a perfect example. That movie made me fucking cry. That was a great movie. That movie was deep. If you, at any point in your life, and I think I'm relatable to most people, I know I've been full of shit many times in my life. It's a perfect movie that really makes you look at yourself and say, yeah, I can benefit from doing that. Shutting the fuck up, just doing and acting and doing what you want. Yeah.
That also goes with, I mean, picking your battles wisely when you say it like that. Because nowadays, so many people, and I think about our line of work and anybody who does sales or deals with the public, picking your battles wisely. And so many people have forgot this. People want to argue everything, right? And it's like, dude, the sky's blue. No, it's gray. Right. Is it worth the fucking hassle? Whatever. I
Choose
got
your
other shit to
battles.
worry about. But no, what I was actually reading an article about this, and there was I didn't get the author's name, don't quote me, but he said a person that has time to show me a person that can argue everything, I can show you a broke person. He said because if all they have time to do is think about the shit to bitch about, they're not doing shit productive with it. And I thought about that. There's days at work where I'm bitching and complaining between, you know what I mean, you may go out or go talk. And I'm like, there's nothing productive to that. So I'm trying to get that train of thought all the way through my head. And I'm using that by picking my battles wisely. Is it worth my time? Is this productive, conducive to a good day? And if it's not, I'm not participating.
And I think this kind of goes back to what you're saying earlier when you're bringing up time is valuable. So when you choose a battle, you think about how much time it's going to take you. And this can be a battle as far as cutting your hand with a knife in the garage and going, fuck, and realizing how much time it's going to take. And then just trying
That
to
was actually quick as fuck. When you look at the back of your hand, that healed up pretty fucking fast.
I originally tried to band-aid the problem, thinking that would make it go back more time for me to do what I want. I didn't want to go sit in a hospital, put a band-aid on it. I realized a couple days later I was just band-aiding a problem and not actually taking care of it. And that took up a lot of time, but your time is so worth it. If you start picking every friggin' battle, if you're going on Facebook and you're commenting on everybody's status and choosing every battle to get into, you're so exhausted by the time you're getting off the couch to go fucking do a chore.
He can speak on this more than anybody. Casey got on TikTok for a matter of what, a week?
I got on there for one post.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm like, he made one post. It started blowing up.
Whoa.
Casey's words to me were, I don't got time for this shit. I deleted TikTok. Dead ass. He didn't give a fuck about it going viral. He didn't give a fuck about it taking off.
It started to hit, and it was pretty much poking at everybody who wants to
argue.
I gave the reason to argue.
Oh,
I said, hey, if you come into the office and your hair looks greasy, we know you didn't shower and you probably stink. Wash your hair before you go in. And I was just listing all these traits of people that you notice, you just don't say shit. But we know
we all work with one.
It was almost like a backhanded, like, I'm gonna help you be a better person.
It was a backhanded
like, hey, we know if you do this,
you could be great.
And it just irritated everybody so quick.
My
and I was like,
God. When you showed it to me that morning, and it hadn't taken off yet. Actually, you sent it to me. He sent it to me first. And
dude, people were threatening my job.
But he was like, look at this, check it out. So I go look, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit.
Like,
it's at maybe 13, 14 comments at this point.
TikTokers are fucking sensitive.
Went crazy. Hey.
So fucking sensitive. If you're on TikTok, you're probably sensitive.
He canceled that shit so quick.
I canceled it.
That shit was gold. But to me, it was like, you're the person TikTok wants because...
and that goes back to what I'm saying.
You just don't have time. You need to hire somebody to argue for you.
Yeah, and that takes up somebody else's time. And if they value their time as much as I value my time,
they probably don't.
I can't afford them.
Who really, when you look around the office, who really values their time?
I know I do.
No, I'm not saying you. I know we both.
Who values their time?
Who can you think of off the time that, like, if you...
It's probably that person you don't notice because they're in their own bubble, trapped in their own world.
And they're doing what the fuck they're supposed to be doing for them. Staying in their lane. People need to take that.
I try to be that person. I try to live that life. I try to keep my bubble small. That's why I said I didn't even want to do this show originally because it took up one day of my week. And that's a whole day of 7. Where right now I could be buffing a knife. I could be, buffing my wife. I could be, playing with my chickens because all that is so valuable to me because I'm not going to get into things, but I don't think I'm going to live as long as
we think you're going to live.
We like to live. I don't think I'm going to make it to fucking 70. I'm fucking 45 years old. I don't think I'll make it to 50 in a nutshell. So knock on wood. And I'm not going to get into it right now because I'll get very emotional about it because I always do. But that's one of the reasons what made me value my time and realize that every corporation out there, they're timing how many seconds of your attention they got when you're scrolling. Your eyes meet up with the ad and they can tell what you're looking at and how long you look at it for. And they time their success on how much time they take away from your life.
It's true. That is very, very true.
That's a one
Speaking
liner.
of,
Right
if
there.
anybody wants to sponsor the Stacey and Casey show, we will put some of that to take care of people's lives.
If you have a little bit too much money and you're thinking, wow, I don't need this much money. Let me give some to somebody. Hey, that's I'm Casey. And we'll take all your money.
Hey, whatever you need to donate, we're here for you.
And we're gonna put it towards fun shit.
I do want to take a minute though on that note. Those in St. Louis who can help. Don't go down there looking to greed and get free shit. If you can help clean up debris, if you've got time, shout out to the victims of the St. Louis
Speaking of Daryl.
tornadoes. Yes, Daryl. Actually, yeah, Daryl was a victim.
It went down his street.
Yes. Yeah. So if you can help, if you can do something to actually productive, clean debris. If you've got bricklayers and you need that tax write-off, it's that time you're trying to go black. Maybe use this as that time to do a donation to the people that need it, and you can use it as a write-off for those business owners that don't know how.
Or
get in touch with your account.
Just stay out of their way and do nothing whatsoever.
That's another one too. That's helping. Real shit, because all the people
stay out of the way.
You want people to go video it and show the damage because you want it to get out. You want the help, right? But you also don't need 10,000 people driving through there at one time. It doesn't benefit. It doesn't help. It stops, people getting to where they need to be, people trying to get through. But I will say, prayers to the victims. There's a lot. It's
good vibes.
Man, they said over 5,000 buildings were hit. So that's pretty massive.
My advice is to those people, look at the positive. Not a lot of them. But you gotta have something to have nothing. You gotta have nothing to have something. They go hand in hand. Yep. Starting from scratch is not the worst that you can have. I just assume that somebody's starting from scratch out there. Not me. I'm safe with my chickens.
Sure somebody has. I mean, hell, I couldn't imagine you. My Aunt Deb, she was in the Perryville tornadoes. Literally was babysitting, took the kids downstairs, said when she came back up the steps, there was no house. I couldn't imagine. You know what I mean? When you think about that, like everything's gone, that's devastation at a whole nother level. Only thing worse, I think, would be your ship burning up in a fire, because in a tornado, you at least have a chance of maybe getting something back. But in a fire, you lose everything, so.
That's why we have insurance. Hopefully.
And for those who don't, unfortunately, that is the reason you get insurance. It is what it is.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
This is totally off subject, but I think when you're making corn on the cob, do you put sugar in the water or do you not put sugar in the water? You do put sugar in the water?
It's funny because I never did until 3 cooks ago. I threw some sugar in there and it sweetened up the corn just enough that it was really good. So yes, now I do. I 100% do that. Brown sugar if I can.
I think if your corn is not sweet without sugar, then you got shitty corn.
That's true too. But I won't ever know again because the one time I cooked it with corn, it was delicious.
My wife, she loves putting sugar in it. And I didn't put sugar in it when I made it once and she found out. I don't think she was disappointed by the outcome. She just found out and now she won't let me make the corn anymore.
Hey, real shit.
I think that adding sugar to corn is a complete waste because if you're to eat nothing but corn, you probably get fat.
Corn ain't good for you either way.
It's just a filler, but it's an all natural filler. It's not processed. You chew it up good. It goes through your system. It's cool.
And I'll throw a little sugar in the water.
Yeah, no, you don't need sugar in the water. What's up with black people want to put sugar in the water of everything?
Paula ain't black?
Yes, she is. She's practically black.
She is, though.
She is. She gets along with all black people better than I do.
Paula is also considerate and respectful. You're not necessarily.
Excuse me. How dare you?
I was like, Paula is a lot more respectful and come off a lot nicer than you do. Paula would never come off as she could get mean until she gets mean. And it's funny because one day I was at your house. And
she grew up in the city.
Hey, when you drop the shit on the ground, the first time I seen her face, her demeanor change, and she was
just cleaned the
so
floor.
nice because I was there. But in my eyes, I could see, in her eyes, I could see fire.
Oh, I felt the heat
Oh, she was
coming off her eyeballs.
pissed.
Oh,
Like when I tell you, I was ready to go. It was the most uncomfortable I had
was
been.
it the coffee? Was it the coffee situation?
Yes, I was like,
Yeah.
I need to leave.
Okay.
I need to go now.
My wife just finished like
But she
mopping the
said it's
floor.
because I grew up in the city, and I don't even think it's a black trait. I think it's hip and hood, right? People like call them that, but I think people that grew up in the city are more situationally aware than people that didn't, because a lot more happens in the city. Whether it could be a car speeding down the street, whether it could be people running. You know what I mean? You have to be aware of what's going on, all the way to crime. But there's a lot more in the city. You got baseball games, blues games, causes a lot more activity. So of course you're
Yeah.
going to be more aware.
Yeah, you put
But
more
she is hip.
situations, you're more cultured. Yeah.
But I don't think.
But
I
sugar in the
honestly
water,
think the
I'm just
sugar
saying
in the
with
water
with
is
the
a
corn.
straight Southern thing.
If anything, okay, here's what I feel. This is the way I eat my corn. If I want to get saucy and nasty with it, I'll do.
The fuck?
Well, wait till you finish hearing what I said. I stick one up my ass. No, okay, no, I'm just kidding. No, I don't.
On that note,
Butter and honey. You don't need to put sugar. Just you put a little butter coating on it, and you do the honey drizzle over the top, and then you lawnmower it. Right?
So you put natural sugar on
Natural
your
sugar. So if you want to
So
make it
you
sweeter,
still
make it
put
sweeter.
sugar on your
Yes, but you do it the natural way, not with the stupid,
white
sugar.
sugar.
And you feel like you're wasting most of it just gets thrown out with the water. It doesn't all soak into the corn. It equally soaks in the water. So unless you put like a half a pound, you're not really making a big
You
dent.
put a good amount of sugar in there to make it stick. I don't know how much corn you got. Now speaking of this, I mean we got corn upstairs. I'm hoping that'll be made tonight because that is now you got me putting some sugary corn.
Yeah, my wife sent me a picture of this shredded chicken rice concoction that she made. She said, "You get this when you get home, big guy." And I was like, "Thanks."
Ooh, she
Hey.
calls you big guy.
We were-
Way to stroke the ego. Happy birthday, Paula. Like we're just gonna say it again. Happy birthday, Paula.
We've been
Hey.
watching that show, Holiday. What's it called?
Four
Seasons. And we got through all of it, by the way. And it's a pretty fucking good show.
Yeah, we've been watching it.
I won't give it away, but there's a quote I want to say.
We're on like the third or fourth episode.
Oh, I'm not going to give it away because you'll be pissed off.
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't go the way you think.
Okay.
No matter what you think.
Yeah.
All right.
No matter what she.
Okay, this is Tina Fey talking about her husband, who she says is a big pushover because he didn't get a better deal for like the funeral or for the arrangements.
What? Hold on. So the black dude dies.
Okay, I'm glad you have no idea. Okay. He said, I'll take care of it. She said, you got conned into a geek. Sorry. That you got conned into Geek Squad service for a $12 power cord. Oh my God. I ate it. I lost it. Yeah, because I worked at Best Buy before, and they push everything there. Yeah. You know, they push everything there, and they don't believe in the product.
No, 100%.
They get it is the only company I ever worked at where they get the employees so pumped up to sell a bunch of shit.
We did turkey throws at Thanksgiving.
They got no incentive other than hearing we did better than the other store.
Yeah, real shit. You aren't wrong.
Yeah. Fuck Best Buy.
Now when you say that, I think about it. I'm like, damn. I got paid good though.
Why do I get the Gold Series USB? Because it has a faster connection between the what you're connecting and the computer.
I sold cell phones.
You just make up shit.
I worked with the wireless experts.
The wireless experts.
So serious. I remember being in high school and I was thinking, man.
I can look at you and say you sold cell phone service at one point. You're like, yeah, because you're a smooth talker and you're a sales. That's a face-to-face thing where you
for almost 10 years. And then I started fixing them and selling to schools the ability to fix them.
I didn't know you're Indian.
$39.99. How did you not know? You should know by now.
Nailed it. Like Jesus the Carpenter. Fist bump.
Hey. Oh, boy. He didn't nail it. The Romans did. I'm just saying, if you want to be technical, what?
I can see your house from here. Crosswords.
That's fucked up. No, as far as we're gonna play a softer video, and this was a video that. Fuck it, we're just gonna play it, and then we're gonna get into it.
Which one is it?
Hotel surveillance giving police a very clear picture of what happened inside Trump National Doral back in May, moments before a man went on a shooting spree with police officers. Police say the footage shows 42-year-old Jonathan Odie dressed in all black, walking through the hotel lobby holding a gun, forcing employees to run away. In the video, you see Odie leave, then return moments later, clearly unhappy and dragging a huge American flag shooting into the ceiling. He proceeds to drape the counter with the flag, angrily walking around, knocking stuff over, and even at one point trying to take down the surveillance camera. Once the flag is over the counter, Odie stands back and seems to yell before going back to destroying the computers covered by the flag. Moments later, it was hands up for Odie as police arrive. Watch as he starts ducking, even looks like he's about to surrender, while police fire shots into the hotel, but he takes his gun and fires back. The gun battle goes on for nearly a minute before Odie decides to make a run for it. Another camera capturing him still firing shots, even tripping on the marble floor. Odie was shot in the legs as he ran away and was arrested after running up a stairwell. Shortly after this unfolded, police released body camera footage of the shootout, even showing the moments police went into the hotel, closing in on the suspect. Well, luckily, no police officer was hit by the gun.
All right.
They pulled up dumping, it looked like. It didn't even look like they tried to arrest dude. It looked like they just pulled up and started, "Dop, dop, dop, dop. You gonna die today." Hey,
No
that was a
shit.
hit squad.
I say thank God they didn't kill him.
That was a hit squad.
Thank
Why?
God.
Why? Thank God they didn't kill him. Let's hear this.
Because
I know your reasoning, but
the receipts that he has apparently, and
that
the
he
shit.
has.
Apparently he has recordings on his phone.
It's in the courtroom. It ain't apparently. It is.
Yeah, he was name dropped. Okay, so when we first brought up this dude, everyone was like, okay, whatever.
The Diddler episode
The
1. Check
Diddler
it out.
episode 1. Check it out. Now he got brought up by Cassie, and she confirmed that he's a sex worker, and she was there a lot. He was there a lot. So in his testimony, which we're going to show, in his why he did what he did, what you saw him running around the building, he was throwing an awareness, let them know that they're planning an assassination coming soon on Trump. That they were going to do it the same way that they did Kennedy on air, out like just the same way they tried to do it with that one teenage shooter guy. What's his name again? Doesn't matter. So he was warning them by putting a flag over there and shooting into the ceiling as like, hey, heads up, they're trying to kill you.
If you think about this from what Casey's saying, like if you wanted the security detail to be increased, right? Wouldn't that be a good way to do it? Go in the lobby of your hotel,
If you
say I'm here
truly-
shooting at Trump. They're going to increase the security
You
detail.
truly believed in something with all your heart to be true, and it was a life or death situation, and you truly believed it, you would do something drastic.
John Q is a perfect
Like-
example.
John Q. Yeah, that's a perfect example. Great fucking movie if you haven't seen it, but perfect example. Going to a Trump thing, drape an American flag over things to show your intentions of being American, and shoot a thing into the chandelier to get someone's attention. Security, FBI, everybody's going to get involved, and you can
Fuck
let your
whoever's
work be
above you, though. That motherfucker don't matter. I
Well, you
guess.
shoot
I-
apparently. It's
I think
chandelier.
anybody who knows gun safety, gun control, you look at the backdrop, you should think about this. If he was going to do anything, maybe fire it in the floor, something not to hurt people. But then again, he started shooting at the cops. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to throw the devil's advocate card out there, and we're going to come to our conclusion because we have the interrogation.
Oh, let's watch the interrogation video. So grab your drink, take a hit ski, and watch this shit.
Do whatever you need to do. Actually, what we'll do,
Play it for a minute. I need to get my drink of water.
I got you.
Yeah, you're gonna want to watch this shit, dude.
Stormy's story is bad news because it's embarrassing. That's why he's going crazy with that. It's not that he's lying to the American people. He's embarrassed. about stormy situation, okay?
So you don't have,
Family in the United States?
yeah.
Just my dog Bubbles, my
Just your
service
dog?
dog. Yeah. Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay,
Who?
both Diddy and Ross, and Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter,
Is a
okay?
who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries. No worries.
Hamas supporter, okay?
Yeah.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
Oh, hidden in plain sight.
It's him
I
that.
think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy,
Yeah,
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself
Yeah.
these days. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule.
The
The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay,
Ah.
I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist.
Okay.
Okay, you're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
I had settlement with Sean. Okay. He's Donald Trump. Okay, because he used to belong to their side. You understand? He used to belong to that illuminated group that I told you about, which is an elite group. Okay, of individuals which run the whole country. All right.
All right.
Basically, what I did you tell him did you explain to him about the message? Or should I explain?
Please. Elaborate.
On Thursday, turning to Friday, basically, I went to Donald Trump. I went through the gates. I took I jumped the fence and I took the American flag and I put it in the front desk and I blew up the chandelier. Basically, what I did that for is to transmit a statement to the American people and to Donald Trump that we're not accepting any more corruption and abuse from their system of friends. Okay? Donald's still blind because he thinks that he let Hillary off the hook and she's okay. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying. Okay. Keep going.
It ain't like that. The CIA and then they want to do the same thing that he did to JFK. Okay?
All right.
Why? Because they want the United States to fall. They've already been creating a state of chaos and confusion in the United States, and they want the United States to fall. Donald was against their agenda and won the presidency, okay? He did get help from Russia. He did get help from...
All right, so listen to this. And during the Biden administration, towards the end, when they're letting the people come out from mental institutions and prisons and letting them pour in and letting them push people into subways and all this corruption, they were trying to break America. And this is what people are saying. No, they're not. No, they're not. Oh, there's always been immigration. This is this dude right here confirming all this shit through a trial that's going on right now. That's like before.
This was from 2019.
2019. This
So
guy's
we want to
calling.
put that in perspective.
He's saying, hey, they're doing this on purpose and they want to shoot Donald Trump like JFK to set a message to the people that they're to
in
break them,
control.
to break everybody.
Okay, let's keep this rolling.
the Saudis. He also got help from a lot of Republicans in here, which is the electoral college vote. And he got a lot of support from Republican people. Okay? The elections, yeah, they weren't fair, but he won through the electoral college vote.
Right.
Which is the Republican vote, basically. He got him through, okay? He didn't get the popular vote. Okay?
Right. I hear you. Keep
So basically, the interior, he made it. He's president-elect by the electoral college. So he made it. The situation is that he still hasn't kicked out the corruption from the system. He's letting them stay due to money, basically, because they all like making money. That's why they're all billionaires, etc. So there's only there's select few of that run the country. Okay. So I know you may or may not, I know you're gonna believe me. You have what's called the Illuminati.
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 Illuminati. Okay.
Yeah, Illuminati. Okay.
Okay.
They've made it in dance. Basically, what it means, illuminated.
I got you.
Okay. They do satanic ritual abuse, which is basically CIA mind programming techniques to their own family, kids, etc. on the group.
That's MK Ultra, which we talked about.
In MK Ultra, we've talked about, and everything we've talked about, it all branches to the top of the ladder. Diddy was apparently part of this Boule, the black part of the Illuminati. Above him, the people that control that would be the ones that control the United States and
The
potentially
world.
control the world. And so they're cutting off the snake at a
Beneath
certain level. So it's really interesting to see
Which
who
Epstein
falls
was
from
one of
that.
those things.
Epstein was
A snake.
obviously
A snake.
a snake.
Diddy.
Yeah, Diddy. He's up
R. Kelly,
there.
I'm starting to wonder, was he one?
R.
'Cause
Kelly.
that goes back. I mean,
R. Kelly wanted to get out of it, and that's why they and they didn't kill him, but that's why he's
incarcerated.
in jail.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
he
Like,
tried to get
it
out.
starts making you wonder how deep does it go. But let's continue.
And they bond that way, okay? So they do sexual pedophilia, they do animal abuse, killing of animals, blood sacrifices, and everything in the Bohemian Grove, okay?
All right.
The Bohemian
Grove. I heard of that shit before.
I just
What did he say? What
That
did
is
he say?
right. Pedophilia, devil worship, blood sacrifice.
That's how they bond, and that's how they
Bohemian
mind
Grove.
control.
Now, those you don't know, Alex Jones was one of those who infiltrated Bohemian Grove and was the first one to bring us footage of them standing in front of the giant owl, worshiping the owl. And
Yeah.
let's just get back to it. This
Whoa.
is crazy.
Deep.
Grove, the Bushes go there. George C. and George, both of them are in the same agenda.
I know.
They cousins with the Clintons, okay? So is Donald Trump. He's also a distant cousin. So if you see, there's a direct correlation of the presence of the United States being bonded between family ties, okay?
Gotcha.
All these family ties wound up, go back to the same place. The royal family in England, okay? The family here of the Illuminati are descendants of the royal British family, okay?
Okay, listen to this part because this is telling why the British family branched out and it didn't stay in just with the British family. It's
And it's
really
crazy because with this, I'm thinking about Disneyland and how they just beat a lawsuit by using that they're under British law. They're under the British Bill of Rights, and the fact that that land is owned by the king and queen. That until the last living descendant of King Charles passes, that Disney is tax-free, tariff-free. They're good to go. They're not paying shit. And they're the leaders in pedophilia rings.
That
It seems
is odd.
makes you question, and that's facts.
Yeah,
Check it
we
out.
talked about Pinocchio. That's pretty much a whole movie about diddling kids.
We're gonna go to Treasure Island.
They have children between themselves. Why? Because it's they have that issue. You understand? They want like superiority of the race.
Mhm.
They see it that way, but it really it backfires on them because it makes them simple-minded. You understand? When you have sex with someone in your family, your kids are not gonna come out smart. You understand? They're gonna come out dumb. All right. So Donald turned his back, but he's still trying to negotiate a peaceful way out, and they have an agenda to kill him. Okay. Example: if you look at the Illuminati card games, example. Okay. You look at the game, Illuminati card game.
I'm not familiar with it, so help me understand.
It's a card game
It's a card game.
that
okay?
tells you exactly what their agenda is.
Gotcha.
It's called mental pre-programming. That means that you predispose already once you play this, your mind is already predisposed at this happening, and you accepting it. Okay, so they have a picture of Donald dead in that game.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm not crazy.
Deadheaded.
They have a picture of Donald dead, but they also had the Twin Towers. They had everything on there.
Gotcha.
Okay, from A to Z. So it's kind of like a hidden agenda, which they try to make it open to our eyes, but we really don't see it. We're so busy working.
It's kind of like hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy,
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself
Yeah.
these days. Yeah, go.
Hold on, I don't know what.
Yeah.
Picture of Donald dead. But they also had the Twin Towers. They had everything on there.
Gotcha.
Okay, from A to Z. So it's kind of like a hidden agenda, which they try to make it open to our eyes, but we really don't see it. We're so busy working.
It's kind of like hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy,
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself
Yeah.
these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule.
The
The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay? I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist.
Okay.
Okay, you're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay? She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
I had settlement with Sean, okay? And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's his attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5, okay? When I take Sean on the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting framed for anything, okay?
Think about that statement. This dude disappears, right? You don't hear anything about it. We talked about that. Where's he been? Now he shows up on the stand at the Diddy trial. So he's obviously been a protected witness this whole time. So obviously the things he said here were credible. That it got him protected witness status and it got him into the
I don't think he's been in the witness stand yet, though.
No, he hasn't yet. He's going up.
He was mentioned, so I'm sure it's coming right now. He's in prison right now in Florida.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why he's been. There you go. Never mind.
He's in prison. No, but they can pull him in there for a testimony.
Oh,
if they need to.
100%.
And I'm sure it's going to come to that because he drops way too much cheese here.
Yeah. I'm shocked they didn't get him in prison the way they just did Tory Lanez.
Yep.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave. Okay, for them that's what I was. That's all. All right. I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But they did. Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon.
He sued them for getting herpes and won.
Yeah, and we know that's true because Usher had the same shit go down.
Hey, but look, that means that's a fact that he did fuck them.
Yeah.
That he did contract this from them.
There's a lawsuit. There's filings. Yeah. So there's
That's proven. This is proven fact.
And I brought it up in the Diddler episode part 1. So go back and watch it. But you can tell when somebody's full of shit, and you can tell when somebody knows their stuff. It's like when somebody's showing you their craft and they're explaining how to do something, and you're listening to them because you know their shit.
Mm-hmm. That's this.
He was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible I threw everything out. It's possible I can produce a copy.
Gotcha.
It's possible. I'm not sure. Now, how does this lead towards Donald Trump?
Okay.
The Mercedes family,
Uh-huh.
Ben Mercedes,
Uh-huh.
that works with Mark Garagos. Mark Garagos used to be Michael Jackson's attorney.
Yeah, out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drugged Michael and they OD'd him, okay? He didn't overdose. They OD'd him because they keep the royalties of the music. Michael alone made $860 million alone last year,
All again proven true that they wanted the royalties to the music.
okay, in 2017. Which who keeps that royalty? The music companies. Who represents the media and entertainment in the United States? Most of them, Mercedes does. Kenny Mercedes, which is
Ken Mercedes.
In
Remember that name.
Greenman Mercedes shot out of New York.
Okay.
Okay? So what they've been doing is they've been promoting a hate agenda against Trump. So people hate him. Okay? Because they know he is very alpha. Okay? Very alpha in the sense that he likes money, he likes to make money, and he likes women, and they know they want to defame him in certain ways with Stormy, with other people, because they want him out of the government, okay? But it ain't happening because it's too smart for them. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying to, right?
Don is intelligent. We have a similar type of intelligence and overview of things. The only thing is he's not seeing that Hillary is a distant cousin of his and Obama have a different plan for him. You understand? No offense with Obama. I love each and every American, but he was part of that 9/11 agenda. He's a CIA agent, an ex-CIA agent. That's why there's so much identity issues with Obama. Who knows his real name? They say he was born in Indonesia and he's also born in Hawaii. Nobody knows. Why? Because he's an ex-CIA agent.
Okay.
Basically, Osama bin Laden never existed. It was a creation of the CIA, and it was Obama in a cave talking shit and looking like an Arab. And then they bombed.
That's so.
What blows your mind though?
We talked about this, yeah.
What if that's true? If all this other shit is true, we've pointed out several facts. Why is all of a sudden this one not?
He branched a conspiracy theory that, oh yeah, Obama is Osama, and we heard that conspiracy theory. It was a conspiracy theory, but now there's a guy that's connecting true facts
Dot to
and
dot to dot.
and throwing up a bunch of truth and saying this. So either he's throwing up a conspiracy theory or he knew facts from being behind the scenes. That's crazy, bro.
I think
the Twin Towers. Okay, so my problem is I'm here to expose each and single one of them to the American public for the crimes committed on September 11th, 2001, and therefore,
true America.
okay,
Now tell me though, how all of that led up to Thursday night, Friday morning.
well, I've been trying, my settlement put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because I was going to be sued. So I let it be, but they've been following me, and they've had, Mark Garagos has had the FBI on me, has had other agencies looking at me and spying on me, okay, because they want to set me up as an extortionist, like if I was extorting Sean for money. It's wrong. Basically what happened is Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both Diddy and Ross and Khaled, they're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter, okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries. No worries.
Hamas supporter,
All
okay? Basically, he's Arab, Palestinian, okay? The Iraq agenda, okay, is basically binge drinking poured out on a yacht. They promote binge drinking and drugs.
Gotcha.
The hip-hop agenda was laid out by Obama during his last presidencies purposely. That's why they had Tupac killed, because when they kill them, you gain fame. When people, your record sales go up, and then people listen to your lyrics and everything, and then you become famous, okay? That's how they do it, alright? Tupac's still alive.
Yeah.
He's in Cuba. Basically, what happens is the following. The hip-hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. You need to involve DEA.
I believe this. As a listener to music, you see them flying on private jets. You see drugs all over. A lot of these rappers, and it's funny because I remember the rapper's name actually called out Future and a few other rappers and said, "You guys don't do these drugs. Why are you promoting these drugs? Why are you trying to get people to do it?" He was like, "You guys are college graduates,
Yeah.
who are smart individuals pushing an agenda on your community to become drug addicts."
Yeah, why are you being posers?
And-
What's your angle?
Well, now it's trickling over into white communities and it's becoming a big deal. But this all started when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about 07, when they started pushing the big agenda about drinking lean and popping pills and
Dude,
doing all the
they got
stupid
me shit. Every song was about getting drunk and partying and shit. That's all I wanted to do.
And when that's what you want to do, that's what you listen to. You know what I mean? Like you surround yourself.
I don't know if
by
I'm a pre-exposed alcoholic just from genetics or the hip hop community pushed me into it. I don't know, but
shit, country music.
I don't
still?
remember like 15 to 20 years of my life.
Well, I know you're running.
They move all the dope,
We may have to think.
okay, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by
customs.
by the
Anybody? Okay.
inside the United States, okay? They move what's called high-grade powder MDMA. They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in their bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine, I've drank it myself, having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks it all the time. Alright, he calls it G-Juice, but it's liquid cocaine.
Alright.
How do I know there's a conspiracy against Trump? Because it's in the Illuminati card deck. He should look at it for himself.
But let me bring you back to Thursday night, Friday morning.
Sure.
I mean, how did all of this? I think I better understand what you're saying. But what I want to know is how did that prompt you? How did that make you do what you did that night?
Well, we're getting to a point that his assassination is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it's an agenda they're perpetrating on the media and the news. Example, Madonna is a client of Mercedes, Ben Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
He has her go on public TV and say, "Oh, someone should," I thought so many times of going up and blowing up the White House. Okay, they give her that little message. That little message is Hillary's message, okay? Because Hillary sends it to Geragos, and Geragos gives it to Mercedes, and they give it to
Gotcha.
the
Yeah,
Don.
yeah.
Okay, now
I get all of that.
you're gonna need an internet so I can show you. If I show you the website, you're just gonna go like, oh fuck.
All right. Help me understand you.
Sure.
How old are you?
I'm 42. I've been through all my life. I've had a great life. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, but he's scared that I was gonna expose him.
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now. I want to talk about you. Help me understand you. I mean, who?
That to me is the thing is, why is it always that's when you're doing an interrogation, just let these people talk, you might find even more. You know, right now, this cop, if he does go on the stand, is like, I should have listened. I could have been the one that broke this case.
Obviously we never met.
I know.
I don't know you from Adam's Cat.
I know.
I'm trying to, we'll get back to the
Hey,
agenda
I
in a minute.
got like 30 years of dogs. I'm good.
Where you from?
I was born in South Africa.
What town? What city?
Newcastle, the Valley of a Thousand Hills. I'm from Zululand.
History and dog Bubbles and where he lives and stuff. I think we need to do a part 2 next week on that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, because I mean, who knows where the case is gonna go by then. And if y'all didn't hear about like Tyler Perry, Oprah got mentioned, Tyler Perry by Monique.
I was gonna say, hear Monique's testimony.
You listen to Monique's testimony, they read it, you just look up Monique Diddy trial, and you'll be blown away by her testimony. It'll just connect some dots and really just make you go, what the fuck?
Man, it's
Shit.
what do you think is the end goal of all this? What do you think is gonna come out of it? Once all this is out, do you think this is a notch out of the pedophile ring? What do you think this is?
I think almost like we deleted the old game and we're starting a new one. Like we're like, all right, let's restart and start a new.
I want to know who took
Let's
their
clean the
place.
platform, so to speak, and start fresh.
Who took their place?
I don't know, because I don't like anybody.
But I mean, I'm thinking like, who has the major spotlight right now? Who's throwing the parties? Mark Cuban, not Mark Cuban. Who's throwing, like, that's
Yeah,
where we gotta look.
I think nobody's throwing parties right now.
Yeah, there's no more pizza parties, no
No
more
more
oil
pizza
parties.
party. Everyone's recycling everything.
Yeah, they're getting rid of the evidence, tearing shit up. It's funny because I think about that path to tornado, no conspiracy here, but it did go through one of the biggest kidnapping areas in the country, St. Louis. It is one of Berkeley is actually one in the top 3 for the most kidnappings in the country.
Hmm.
So it's things I think about that I'm like, man, I know they can't manipulate weather and take out a whole path that might actually be a city built on tunnels and cave systems.
Well, we lost Hawaii to a bunch of bunkers that are getting sold out by elite pedophiles. So who knows what's going to happen?
That's what I'm saying. Who knows? I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of this. I'm looking forward to see the next step of really Trump and Israel and Qatar and Saudi Arabia, and are we going to declare Palestine a state? I'm looking forward to World War III is what it sounds like.
No, actually, I think everything's on the plus, and we have no worries about World War
I
III
believe
at all.
that. I believe that.
I honestly think that because I'm not worried about it.
I mean,
My inner soul feels good. And my name is Casey.
Stacy.
And we are the Stacy Casey Show. We're out of here.
Have a good night, boss.
Peace out.